Guys, we all know that we all love carne asada, right? We all love to eat, and we all one day want to be that person that can impress our family and friends cooking carne asada. Guys, let me tell you, your speaker right now is one of the best barbecue cooks in the state of Texas. Yeah. Not only that, you all have heard of the Baseball Hall of Fame. You all have heard of the Football Hall of Fame. Who do they put in the Hall of Fame? The best of the best, right? The person that's going to speak to you is in the Texas Barbecue Hall of Fame. He's the best of the best.
Yeah,
Give
it's better. I'll run
Mr. Arnie Segovia a big round of applause, guys.
Thank you, Mauro. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mauro. Wow, I feel special. I love barbecue. I love to barbecue. Thank you all for the round of applause. I am in the Barbecue Hall of Fame, like Mauro said. I am a barbecue champion. Each one of you can be a champion too, at something. Here's a question for you. What can you, each one of you, be a champion at? I have an answer for that too. Y'all want to know? You guys can be a champion, all of you, at anything that you want to do. You're young, you're smart, you're sharp. You have teachers and instructors in a school that want to help you to become a champion, to be good at something. Normally, we do barbecue in the backyard, right? Our dads, our grandpas, our uncles, in some cases even our moms, do the barbecue. La carne asada, like we like to call it, right? Who likes carne asada? Everybody loves barbecue, right? Fajitas, carnitas, el pollito asado, right? Woo! I love it. Well, guys, I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world sometimes because I get to barbecue every weekend. Sometimes during the week I could get home too. But I get paid to barbecue, something that I love to do. I actually get paid to cook barbecue. Only when we win though. We don't always win. And that's the way life is sometimes. You're not always going to win at everything you do. But you have to keep trying. One of the things that happens when you get old, ya no miras. So I'm going to put my spectacles on, okay? So I can give you guys a good story here. Let me tell you all my story and how I got here to the barbecue world. I grew up in a little town in West Texas. El pueblito se llamaba Pecos. We were out in the middle of nowhere on a farm. My dad was the foreman on the farm. So I got to do some fun stuff on the farm. And when I was 8 years old, my dad put me in a truck behind the steering wheel. And he got on the other side and he goes, "You're going to drive." I was 8 years old, man. You think I'm short now. Imagine when I was 8 years old. I was little. And when I was 10, he put me on a tractor. It was a 730 John Deere tractor. I don't know if those tractors even exist anymore, except in maybe museums. But it was a tractor with two wheels in the front, in the middle. They weren't on the side, they were in the middle. And so, man, I felt chingon. I was special. I got to drive a tractor when I was little. By the time I was 11, 12-ish, I was driving a big tractor. It was a 5020 John Deere. They used to call it La Estufa because it was one of the first tractors that had a cab all the way around it, and it was hot. In summer, I had to drive that tractor every summer. Friday nights, everybody else went and had a good time. Arnie, he had to go home, change his clothes, and get on the tractor and drive till midnight. Más o menos. Then I'd get up Saturday morning, my dad'd say, time to go to work. I had to go get back on the tractor. As I got older, I hated driving the tractor. It always seemed like the wind was going the same direction as the tractor, the same speed as the tractor, and the dirt, the dust, getting my hair, my eyes, my face. By the time I got done in the afternoon, I was white as a ghost. De pura tierra, pura dust. So I hated it. Sometimes in life, guys, you're not going to like everything you have to do. But it's life. It sometimes depends on how you look at things and what you think about what you're doing. When I look back now as an adult, you know what I remember most? I don't remember not liking the tractor. What I remember was where we grew up on the farm, there were these canals. They were concrete, the cemento. And the water would run through there real fast. So we would go and put on our bathing suits, and we used to slide down these canals for a long ways, like 3 or 4 blocks. We'd jump out, we'd run back to the beginning and jump in and go again till we tore our shorts, till we didn't have any more shorts. And that was a lot of fun. We had a great time growing up over there. On that 730 tractor, the first one I drove, when I was out in the middle of nowhere, going from one field to nowhere to another one, those tractors had a clutch. It was a big, long thing, you know, that's what made it go forward. So I would put the gas all the way forward, so the tractor would be, and I'd hit the clutch. No, hombre, señor Willie. Boom, bah. You know, that was fun for a kid. Then as I got a little older, my dad would send me to do errands to the main part of the farm. And I would stop in the middle of nowhere, and I would hold the brake, and I would step on the gas on the truck. Big, long burnouts, smoky burnouts. You know, nobody saw me, nobody knew. But it was fun. Then the next day, I'd be riding with my dad, and we'd pass where all those black marks were at. And he'd be like, mira, some crazy person was doing burnouts here. I wonder who that crazy SOB was. ¿Quién sabe? Yo no sé nada. Anyway, it was a lot of fun too, guys. So what I'm trying to say here is, sometimes, particularly when you're young, at your age, things are not always perfect. Things are not always great. It may seem that way, but look for the good. There's always good in whatever you're doing. You're going to have great memories when you look back to this age and through high school and the things you did in college. We moved to the valley, and I finished high school, and I went to work. Had a lot of different jobs, did a lot of different things. It's okay to change jobs sometimes. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to keep jumping until you find what you love to do. That's the key, guys. Find something you're good at and find something that you love to do. I became a salesman. I used to sell insurance, used to run all over Texas and sell insurance to the businesses and stuff. I was pretty good at it. And then one day I became a car salesman. And I was even better as a car salesman. I made a lot of money. I became a manager in the car business, as we call it. And I made a lot more money. So I had a big house, had all that cool stuff. I had dirt bikes, I had jet skis, had all that cool stuff. Life was great. Everything was wonderful. We barbecued at work a lot. 6 days a week we ate barbecue. I loved to barbecue. I always loved to cook. So I decided to get into competition barbecue. Does everybody know what competition barbecue is? Does anybody know? Do any of your dads cook barbecue in competition? Raise your hand. There's a few guys out there that your daddies cook, or your uncle, or somebody in your family. Well, I didn't know what competition barbecue was, and then one day we heard about some cook-offs in Houston. So my wife and I drove to Houston, and we tasted some of the food, I thought I was pretty good. And we tasted the food and we're like, I think we can compete with these guys. I think we can win. I had some confidence. So we went back a few months later, and we didn't win, but we got real close. We almost won that competition. What was really cool is that I got paid. I got paid to cook barbecue. That was the first spark that got me into competition barbecue. I was doing something that I liked and that I enjoyed doing, and I got paid. I loved cooking barbecue mainly because it made people happy. When people would eat my food, they would love it. And everybody would smile and they'd say, oh, you're a great pitmaster. Man, your food is so good. I love it. So here's the key, guys, for you. Why was I good? We started to win a lot. We cooked for 6 years and we won a lot. But why did I win? I was confident. Why was I confident? Because I loved what I was doing. I enjoyed cooking barbecue. I was a pyromaniac since I was little. I loved to play with fire. I'm not even going to tell you I burned a house down when I was little. Don't try that at home, okay? Please. That was a mistake. But anyway, I loved to barbecue, so I became good at it. So here's the key again. Key number 1. Find something that you love to do. You guys are young. You have your whole future ahead of you. You have a lot of time to find what you love to do and to be good at it. You can be a champion at anything you choose to do. You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer. You can be a welder. You can build big houses, big buildings. You can be in construction. You can be a successful YouTuber. We have a couple of guys that are going to be talking to you about that today. That's a big, big thing nowadays with social media. You can actually get paid to make funny videos or find something that people want to look at. You can get paid. That is a career nowadays. You can be an athlete. Some of you are naturally talented and gifted at sports. If you're good at it and you like it, apply yourself, work hard at it, and be good at it. If you're good at it, you'll be confident. Your confidence will take you further. You know, you guys live in the greatest time in the history of the earth, in the history of the human race. You guys have cell phones, you have computers, you have cars. We have airplanes. You know, you can go around the world in a few hours on an airplane. We got to see rockets go to the moon. This is a great time to be alive, guys. You guys have so much opportunity that you can take advantage of. For almost 6,000 years, the mode of transportation was los huaraches. People had to walk everywhere they went. In biblical times, you know, if you read the Bible, you read that everybody wore sandals. It was so friggin' hot. You know, they had to wear sandals. They couldn't even wear leather shoes because it was so hot. So all the dirt gets in your shoes and your toes. Or else they would ride a burro, a donkey, wherever they went, you know. Right now, in an hour's time, I can be in Falfurrias. In the old days, to go from here to Falfurrias might take 2 or 3 days because they had to walk. That was a long ways away. So guys, you're living in some really special times right now. Back then, people had to milk their cows, milk their goats. My dad, when he was little, he had to milk the goats. They had to make their own milk, their own butter. They had to kill their own cows, their own pigs, their own goats. I can tell you this, if I had to kill all my own animals to barbecue, I probably wouldn't be barbecuing. That's a lot of work. I've done it. My buddy Hector does it. He's a big deer hunter. I'd rather go to the deer camp and let them do the work. I like to cook. It's easier and I'm good at it. So you guys have it made. You have all kinds of opportunities out there. All kinds of great things that you can do. These opportunities are at your fingertip. Each one of you can be a winner. Each one of you can be a champion at something. Try to find something you love to do, something that you can be a champion at. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to take a chance. As you get older, you're going to have to make choices and decisions. Life, college, career, all kinds of choices. Don't be afraid to take a chance, guys. You live in a great, great time in the history of the world. In 2013, I started to cook a little bit more again. I had been away from cooking for a little while because I was raising my kids too, and we used to do other stuff. And I won 3 big cook-offs in a row. Weekend, boom, boom, boom. Made some really good money. And I thought to myself, wow. In 3 weeks, I made more money than I make in my regular job in 3 months. So I took a chance. I rolled the dice. I jumped. I quit my job. It was a good job, but I quit my job. Don't be afraid to take a chance, guys. In 2013, we cooked 23 cook-offs. We won 11 of them. At that time, in 2013, that was phenomenal. That was unheard of. Nobody had ever won that many cook-offs. Almost 50%, almost half of everything we entered, we won. And then we did really good at the other ones as well. 2014 rolled around. It was not as easy. We didn't win as much. But we kept going. I didn't quit. Why? I still had confidence. I still knew that I was a good cook. I still felt like I was a winner, like I was a champion. I still felt like I could win. Like I said, things didn't go too good at the beginning of 14. So there was a few times when we didn't have a lot of money in the bank. I'm going to tell y'all a story. One weekend, one Friday afternoon, we're driving to a cook-off in Alice. I had a blowout on my truck. The tire blew out over there close to the checkpoint. I didn't have a spare tire. I didn't know. I never checked my truck. I didn't know I didn't have a spare. I didn't have a jack. I didn't have anything. I called my brother who lived in Falfurrias. He was at work, but his wife was at home. She brought us a spare tire and a jack. We changed the tire. I had no money to buy another tire that day. I had a choice to make. Do I turn around and go home? Because I can't even afford to buy a tire. I'm riding on a borrowed tire now. And I still got another hour to go to get to the cook-off. I went to the cook-off. I decided to go forward, not backwards, because I had confidence. I still felt like I could win. That day, the next day, Saturday, in the competition, we were blessed by God, and we won. And I had enough money to buy a tire and pay the bills for that month. So we had a great weekend. Why, guys? Because I didn't quit. Don't be a quitter. Keep moving forward. Always keep moving forward. Quitters never win. And winners never quit. Remember that always. Try to memorize that as you go through life. Quitters never win. And winners never quit. That's a saying. A good one. So keep trying. When things get tough, keep trying, keep pushing, don't get discouraged. Which brings us to point number 4, or tip number 4. Believe in yourself. That's why I kept going, because I believed in myself. I knew what I could do, and I knew that even though nobody wins all the time, but I knew that inside I was still a winner. I was still a champion. And each one of you is a champion inside. You need to let the champion inside come out. Find something you love to do. Don't worry about the money up front. Don't worry about the money. If you're good at something, if you apply yourself and you become very good at it, somebody's going to pay you. And they're going to pay you really well. So believe in yourself. Be confident. Find something you're good at. Find something you love to do. And be the best at it. Because life itself is a challenge. Right now you're young. And you're growing up. And life's a little bit easy. But when you grow up, you're going to have to make all kinds of choices. Life is tough sometimes. Things don't always go your way. Things are not always easy. That's when you have to be a champion in here. You have to be a winner in here, in here. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to take the challenge. That's number 5. Take the challenge of life. Life itself is a challenge. And life is going to challenge you, every one of you, as you get older, as you grow up. You're going to be challenged by life. Take the challenge. Look at life in the eyes when things don't go great, when things are not wonderful. Look at life in the eyes and tell life, I am a champion. I am a winner. I'm going to move forward. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. You know that the order of all creation is to live. All of us have been blessed by God to be here today, to be alive, to live. Every living creature on the earth is engineered to live. It has internally the will, the drive, the desire to live, to survive. Sometimes life is about survival. You cut the grass at home, or your dad does, the grass comes back, right? You dig up the weeds come back, don't they? If you're a cook like me, you cut your fingers all the time with your knife when you're working. Guess what? The skin heals. It grows back. Every living cell in your body wants to live. Every fiber of your being wants to live. You are a champion already. You were given that gift by God. Every living organism in the whole earth, a tree, a plant, an animal, every fish, every creature in the ocean wants to live and wants to survive. We're all here to live. So, live it up as you get older. Live it up. Enjoy life. Live it up, but live right. There's a right way to do things. There's a right way to live. That brings to number 6. Life is about balance. Life is about balance. You can't walk on one foot. You can hop, but you can't walk. You need the other foot to balance, to walk. Life is about balance, just like award-winning barbecue. The reason we win often is because I learned early to balance things in barbecue. When it's competition barbecue, it's about balance. It's balancing things. I teach barbecue. I teach people how to barbecue, how to cook great barbecue. I am a barbecue instructor also. And the number one thing I tell people when I start one of my classes is balance. Life is supposed to be about balance. You're going to have to balance your life. Nobody can do that for you, guys. You're going to have to make some choices. You're going to have to balance your life. All right, being a great pitmaster, being a champion pitmaster, a champion barbecue cook requires 5 things. The first one is what? What did I just tell y'all? Balance. You got to have balance in your food. The next one is fire control. You have to control that fire. The third one is choices. As a cook, you have to make all kinds of choices. I'm going to cover each one of these individually. The fourth one, you have to think fast sometimes. Number 5. And 5 is just as important as number 1. Number 1 is balance. Number 5 is take action. You gotta act. Sometimes you have to react. When I talk about balance in barbecue, when I teach people classes, it's spices, it's smoke, it's the right amount of sauce, if you use sauce in your food, and then it's the fire. All of these things have to be balanced just right. Now don't get me wrong, you can still cook really good barbecue at home or anywhere. And even if it's out of balance a little bit, it's still going to be wonderful. But if you want to win at a barbecue competition, you have to have the right balance of each of these things. Fire control. The key word here is control. Too much fire, you're going to burn everything in that barbecue pit. Not enough fire, your food's not going to cook. Nobody's going to get to eat. And if you have friends and family over, they'll be like, ¿Dónde está la carne? Tengo hambre. So you got to have the right fire control. You have to control that fire. Sometimes your life is going to have all kinds of fires in it. Your life is going to have problems. Things don't always go great. You, pitmaster, you champions, are going to have to control that fire. It's up to you to control and to manage your fire to be a champion pitmaster. Third thing, to be a barbecue champion, is choices. You're going to have choices in life, a lot of choices. And as you get older, the choices get tougher. They get harder. It's not always easy. As a pitmaster, when we show up to a competition, we have to choose a good spot to park in. We have to choose what kind of meats we're going to cook. We have to choose the spices. We have to choose what kind of barbecue pit we're going to cook on. What kind of wood we're going to use. We have to choose all these things, balance them, and control the fire in order to be a champion pitmaster. So you, my friends, are going to have a lot of choices too in life. That's part of life. So be very careful with some of your choices. There will be times you're going to have to choose the right friends. Remember, it's balance. Make sure when you're choosing your friends, and sometimes it's going to be hard, choose friends that will help you be a champion and help you go in the right direction. Down here in the valley, we have the culture right. There's a lot of things going on here that shouldn't be going on. We have drugs and other illegal activities. If your friends are trying to pull you in that direction, you have to make a choice. You can choose to go the wrong way or choose to go the right way. I can tell you, It's a lot more fun. In spite of all the difficulties that we all experience in life, life is much better if you choose the right path. I promise you. The minute you choose to get involved with drugs or other illegal activities, you are registering for college. But it's the wrong college. You know, as you get older, you might hear some people say these things. Sí, bro, yo estaba en el colegio 5 años. The wrong college, kids, is going to prison. Believe me, you don't want to go there. That is not a good place to be. That is not where champions go. That is not where winners go. So be careful with your choices. Choose good friends. Number 4, to be a good pitmaster, think fast. Sometimes you have to react and act. Sometimes the wind changes directions on you. Sometimes it starts to rain. Sometimes you forget to take gas for your generator and you don't have any electricity. Sometimes you forget to buy ice. You have to act. You have to fix whatever you did wrong or whatever you didn't start out with correctly. You have to make it work. You have to fix it on site. Let me tell you a real quick story. Again, this happened in Alice, Texas. So we got there late. We cooked fajitas. We got second place. I was happy with that. Then we started getting ready for Saturday to cook again. And I forgot to clean the barbecue pit out for the chicken the next day. So the next morning, I'm running behind. And I go to light the fire for the chicken. Well, I didn't clean it out the night before, so it was full of charcoal already. So I had to dump the charcoal, start all over. I lost about 10 minutes there, and I was already behind. So I lit the fire, and I didn't think it was enough because I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm going to run out of time. Let me put a little more fire in there so the chicken will cook faster. I looked at it again. I was like, oh man, it needs a little more fire. And I kept adding more and more, and I'm running out of time. Finally, I was like, oh boy, I got too much fire. That was a bad choice. I put too much. So, what choices did I have? I had to make a choice, right? I put the chicken on. I put the lid on the barbecue pit. And I said, I'm going to let it cook. I'm not even going to look at it because I don't have enough time. I want to let it cook. Well, when it was almost time to turn it in, I pulled the lid off the grill. The chicken was destroyed. It was way too hot, and the chicken was all black, the skin was torn, it was ugly. So I had to think, and I had to act, and I had to choose. So I got the barbecue sauce out, and I barbecue sauced the chicken. Put the lid back on. I had about 5 minutes to turn in time. A minute later, I looked at it. Hey, it doesn't look too bad. So I sauced it again. Close the lid. I got 3 minutes. Pull the lid off. It looks pretty dang good. So I put it in the tray and I ran and I turned it in. There was 95 teams that day at the cook-off. 95. At the cook-off, they only announced the top 10. So they announced 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. When it came down to first place, I'm thinking, well, my chicken was ugly, you know. It didn't look too bad, but it was burned anyway, right? Guess who got first place chicken? Right here, baby. Right here. Because, thank you. Because I chose to do something. I chose to follow through. I didn't quit. I took a chance, and I turned it in. And that day it worked. So, things are going to happen in your life. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have choices. Don't run away from your problems. Take action. Take control of the fires. That's your choice. That's your right to do it. You guys are growing up. You're in 8th grade. You're going to be growing up. You're going to become a man. Be a man when you grow up. I want to challenge you to be a man. Or some of your dads might say, hágase hombre, mijito. Hágase hombre. Okay? A man doesn't spend all his time with his friends, barbecuing and drinking beer. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to have friends. It's okay to have a good time. But don't spend all your time with your friends. Be a man. Be the man of your house. Be responsible. Put your family first. A good man takes care of his job, takes care of his family. A good man is fair. A good man is honest. A good man is a leader of his home. And a good man stands for what is right. You can never, never go wrong if you stand for what's right, kids. If you believe in yourself, if you're confident, and if you know what's right, stand for what's right. You're never going to be wrong by standing for what's right. You can be a champion if, like a good pitmaster, you make the right choices, number one. Control the fires that come at you in life, and they will come. Believe me, they will come. And if you choose the right friends, choose the right partner, choose the right college, choose the right career. Above all, balance. Have balance in your life. No matter what happens in your life, guys, this is a saying that I love to say. No matter what happens, make it work. If you guys go out here today, when we're done, remember one thing. If you don't remember nothing, is you can be a champion at something. It's your choice. Whatever happens in life, make it work. Remember that. When you're having trouble, when things are going wrong, make it work. Whatever you do, whatever problems, whatever happens, make it work. And live life and enjoy life, guys. God bless you all. Thank you.